What's the move, y'all? It's your boy D Smooth, and today for the Dallas Cowboys, it's day 5, but it's the first day of padded practice for the Dallas Cowboys. As we already see early on, things get a little bit testy out there. You see guys on the defense that start getting a little more chippy. Guys on the offense, I'm trying to see who that pass was. I think that was to George Pickens, who by the way has been the star of Dallas Cowboys training camp. Which that's something I'm glad to see. He needs to be the star of training camp, considering the fact we already got an elite wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb, and they have a George Pickens on the other side being dominant your number 2 corner. Good luck defenses. You want to have 2 single high safeties. That's the only way you can try to contain this passing game that we're going to have. But as we see, Trayvon Diggs, he's been doing a little bit more action, more than the Marvin and Overshawn, but we're going to get to a lot of that. But our DBs, we got a lot of good young DBs, who I can't wait to see this upcoming preseason against the Los Angeles Rams after the July 31st, which is going to be the first preseason game, the first type of football that we're going to get all the way to February. But we finna go on and get to that. First of all, y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, y'all turn on notifications, and let's go on and break this thing down. And we see little camp catches. At the top, you got George Pickens, you got CD, and you got my boy name. You got Jonathan Brooks on the bottom, and you got Jalen Torre, I believe, on the top. The battle for the number 3 wide receiver is getting really heated right now because you got Tolbert, and then also you got Jonathan Mingo as well. They've been competing a lot for this spot. And I do, me personally, who I think the Cowboys should have as their number 3 wide receiver is Jalen Tolbert. I think he works best as a 3. He's not a number 2. We tried that shit last year. That didn't pan out well. And I think he's best as a number 3 wide receiver because you got CD, who I already said, top 3 wide receiver in the game. You don't think he's top 3, then I think you just flat out hating because the numbers say it for itself. He's had 3 straight seasons of 100+ catches. He's had 4 straight seasons of 1,000+ yard receiving. Yeah, he doesn't have to. He's had some double-digit touchdown seasons, but without a doubt, he's in the elite category. You got Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. You can just say that's 1A and 1B or whatever. But without a doubt, CD's right there. All right, so you got to put him in that conversation. And then George Pickens, who I believe who has elite talent, but we got to see them put it to test. And I believe Dak Prescott is the best quarterback that he's played with his entire career. Damn it, Kenny Pickett. Damn a Mitchell Trubisky, damn a old ass Russell Wilson, and damn a young Justin Fields, who's still getting better at the quarterback position, just hasn't really found that home yet. Hopefully finds that home with the Giants. But without a doubt, Dak Prescott is the best receiver that George Pickens is ever going to play with, or has ever played with as far as right now. So, but as far as this number 3 wide receiver, this receiver room is going to be really competitive. Number 1 and number 2, we already got that down. But that 3 and 4 spot is going to be really something to see. And also, we can't even really put Kevontae Turpin in that group because where they're moving around, they're putting them in the running back spot. As we see a good little pass between Dak and George Pickens. I see Dak really making a really conscious effort to getting George Pickens involved early, getting that continuity with him early. I do believe, me personally, I would love to see them in some preseason action, but that's not going to happen. They don't like to play starters in the preseason, which back in the day, in the early 2000s and a little bit going into the late 2000s and the early 2010s, they used to play the preseason because you should try to get that rhythm early, get some in-game action. You understand you're getting the practice action, and what you need as much practice as you can because those are reps. You need those reps because when you get onto the field, when the lights are bright, you can hear the crowd, the level of competition is up, the intensity, everything. That's just muscle memory and knowing where your guy's at and knowing where he likes the ball and stuff like that. But they're not going to be in the preseason. I wish they would because it helps you get a little bit more of a rhythm going into week 1 because it's going to be a hostile environment going into Philly. Philly fans are not going to shut up. They're going to be loud. So I believe the Cowboys are going to be ready, and I believe they're still going to take week 1. But like I said, they're going back just what I was got through talking about. Kevontae Turpin, they've been using in the running back spot. They've been using him in the slot, and they've also been putting him in the running back spot. So we're moving them all around. It is important for the Cowboys to have speed on the field at all times. With the running back we drafted out of Texas, that's speed. George Pickens, got some speed on him. CeeDee Lamb, we all know, has that capability of going to go hit his head on the goalpost. He can take a slant route and he can go take it to the house. Not on the level of Jamar Chase of a Tyreek Hill, but he still has that breakaway speed capability. We've seen George Pickens also have that breakaway speed capability as well. So we have guys that have speed on this team, and we just need to put this together and use it, and just know how to use it. Also, I believe Dak needs to use his legs a little bit more. That's what's going to open up this offense. As we go a little bit further down, I mean, this is just CD. I mean, y'all know what CD does. CD, when do y'all tell me when does CD drop a pass? When? Let me know when. I don't see CeeDee Lamb drop passes. But this is our fullback, you know what I'm saying? I do like our fullback. You know, he got some moves on him. But we're mainly going to use him in kind of emergency passing attacks. But as far as just our fullback, now the D-line is, if y'all don't expect to see the Michael Parsons in the D-line. You're gonna see him in shorts, in a t-shirt, and probably a bucket hat and some shoes. That's it. I don't want Micah doing no unnecessary work because he ain't got the bag yet. And speaking of Micah, there's an upcoming video coming up on that because today the Cowboys just paid Jake Ferguson about a 4-year deal over $50 million, about $33 million guaranteed. Where the hell Micah deal at? Now I love the fact we keeping Jake Ferguson because I believe Jake Ferguson is going to eat with CD and George Pickens on the field at the same time. He's going to be dominating that middle of the field. Jake Ferguson was ranked as the 7th best tight end in the NFL. And if he explodes this year, hell, we got him on a bargain. And he's going to do nothing but re-up on the Cowboys again in another 4 years, especially if he plays great within his next 4-year contract, including this year. But as we've seen Micah Park, Micah just, he just standing there chilling. I'm not doing shit until I get paid, and I don't blame him. Because I do like our D-line. I do think we have a really good defensive line as far as rotation guys. I do love OCO Diggy Zua. I believe he's going to take that next step. He got paid. Somebody got to step up in the absence of D-Law, which wasn't much anyway. I mean, D-Law was hurt most of the year anyway. We're probably just going to miss D-Law's leadership. But hell, we got Micah for that. I believe Micah, once he get paid, once he gets the bag, he's going to take over that leadership role for this Dallas Cowboy team. Like I said, the fully padded practice, Let's listen to Brian Schottenheimer. I love his energy.
Are supporting us and bringing the energy. I thought yesterday's turnout was great. I felt our guys felt the emotion of having all those fans out there for the opening ceremonies. Again, I did ask Kyer if he returned the young man. I didn't know if he was still, in the room, or I was kind of concerned. And then we did show the Rafiki. Was it Rafiki? Yeah, we showed that to the team after Kyer did it. But absolutely, we're going to have fun. Absolutely. I mean, we want our guys to play with juice. This is a game. Hey. We play a kid's game in front of some incredible fans that are supporting us and bringing the energy. I thought yesterday's turnout was great. I felt our guys felt the emotion of having all those fans out there for the opening ceremonies. Again, I did ask Kyer if he returned the young man. I didn't know if he was still, in the room or.
So y'all tell me, when have we heard Mike McNachos, Jason 8 and 8 ass Garrett talk about juice? When do we hear him talk about like he wants these guys to have fun and we got to get competitive up in here? Never. We haven't. And obviously, so this is they're talking about the pad. Well, hold on. No, Matt,
it was definitely Sam. He barked. So I think Sam pretty barked today in the meetings. It was Sam Williams. So that was like when I put up that we were in pads, because we had a countdown. Like in OTAs, we were like 68 practices, 63 practices. Okay, we're at 50. We're getting closer, And today we put the 0 up there, and I think it was definitely Sam. He barked. So I think Sam is excited. There's a lot of guys.
The pads is here because at the end of the day, the football is a padded sport. I mean, all this little practicing with your helmet and shorts and all that shit cool. But at the end of the day, football is a contact sport. You got to get these guys their bodies used to the physical contact. You just have to. That's just bottom line. And I love the fact that we're in pads. I mean, to me, the NFL should have more padded practices. But you can thank the CBA for that, for basically not having much padded practice as guys should be. Now, to me, that's one of the reasons why guys get hurt, because your body's not getting used to that physical contact. There's no way in hell you can just sit here and just say, hey, we're going to practice with not a lot of pads. We're just going to, just out here just put helmet on. That don't work. But when you get into the real NFL game, you don't just play with just your helmet. You play with everything. The knee pads, the shoulder pads, hell, the elbow pads. For some people, play with elbow pads. Like, all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I believe that this team, that they're ready for pads. I believe this is going to be a physical football team. Brian Schottenheimer, if you do not know about his dad, Marty Schottenheimer is a physical football coach. Straight up. He believes in a running game, and he believes in outstanding defense. Right now, I believe we're going to have a mid-running game, but I believe our defense ain't going to be great. I believe it's going to be good. I don't believe it's going to be great, but I believe it's going to be on the path to being great. And having Brian Schottenheimer, who's basically just like his father. Hell, when he was the offensive coordinator up in Seattle with Russell Wilson, he had the number 1 rushing offense in the entire NFL. They just got shut down by the Dallas Cowboys in 2018. But regardless, I believe our running game is going to be better than last year. I believe our defense is going to be better than last year. And I believe Brian Schottenheimer is going to bring that same intensity, that same veracity as his father, Marty Schottenheimer. Hopefully we just see some playoff success. That's all I want to see. So, but as he's going to talk about Jake Ferguson and the new paid man, Jake Ferguson, who I do love. I'm glad he's staying here as a Dallas Cowboy for the next 4 years. So we're going to get to see
things he's done for us from a play temperament. Yeah, excited for Jake. Everything he's done. You know, last year obviously he didn't feel like he had the best year, but I think it just shows you we're always evaluating everything and things he's done for us from a play temperament. The enforcer that he is, he loves football. He's got that throwback type mentality. Just really excited for him. And anytime you get a chance to get a guy done, which there's a number of guys that we're working to get done, I'm excited for him. Yeah, excited for Jake. Everything he's done. You know, last year obviously he didn't feel like he had the best year, but I think it just shows you we're always evaluating everything.
But yeah, I'm so happy for Jake Ferguson. I mean, yeah, he did have a down year last year. I mean, he started off the year banged up, and usually when you go into the season banged up, you're gonna lead the season banged up, and that's just what happened. I do believe he's gonna take that next step. I thought he was gonna take that next step last year. I've said it before. I've said it in the previous videos. But I believe Jake Ferguson is going to eat in this offense. I'm so serious when I say this. The Dallas Cowboys could potentially have 3 guys with over 1,000 yards receiving, 70-plus catches. Now, does that mean we're going to pass the ball a lot? Yes, because I believe CD going to get his 90 to 100. I believe George Pickens going to get about 70 to 80. And Jake Ferguson probably going to get about 60 to 70 receptions. See, we're probably going to be passing the ball a lot because, like I said, I believe this running game is going to be mid. So in order, because say you run the ball on first down, he don't go nowhere. It's 2nd and 8. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to throw the football. So, but I believe we have the weapons to be consistent enough to move the chain. And with defenses, I believe we're going to play 2 single high safeties against the Dallas Cowboys. Jay Ferguson, go eat that linebacker up. Pause. Jay Ferguson, go dominate that DB. He can't hold you because you're too big for a defensive back. And you're too quick for a middle linebacker, for a linebacker. Now, there's some linebackers who got some wiggle to them, but I'll take my money on Jay Ferguson, on any of them. Any of them. Unless it's Patrick Surtain Jr. or whatever, but he's going to be too focused on CD or George Pickens. So, like I said, Jay Ferguson is going to eat this year, and I'm glad we got paid. I'm glad we got him out the way. Now we just got to get my boy Michael Parsons out the way. It's just that simple. Michael deserves his bad as we see Jay Ferguson get his money. But it's time, though. We got to get certain guys paid. And, boy, Jerry Paw Jones, he was talking and celebrating, Charlotte's birthday and all that. There was fans chanting at him, pay Micah. And it's time to pay Micah. We got to get Michael Parsons out the way. It's just that simple. That man deserves his bread. To me, he's the top 3 pass rusher in the entire NFL. It's time to get Michael Parsons paid. Now, also in other news, Trayvon Diggs have been doing a lot more work day after day after day. His goal is, he said it, he wants to be back by week 1. That is his goal. Do I think he's going to be back week 1? No. Do I think the Cowboys are going to be very precautionary on Trayvon Diggs? Yes, I do. I do think they're going to be a little bit more patient with him because at the end of the day, he had a down year last year. He was having knee problems last year. He had another surgery to clean up whatever he had going on. And if y'all haven't been checking his YouTube channel out, Trayvon Diggs has been going at this rehab really hard. He's trying to get back to what he was in 2022. He's trying to get back to what he was in early 2023 because he was getting better. It's a difference between rehabbing and training. And over the past 2 off seasons, Trayvon Diggs has been rehabbing. It's a difference. He's been mixing in a little bit of training from this pass off season, but for the most part, Trayvon Diggs has been doing rehabbing. So I do expect him to be back, like I said, around week 3, week 4. But he's been doing a lot more moving, and I'm glad he is because we got to get him. We have yet to see Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland on the field at the same time. Come on now. We got to see it. We got to see them boys together. But other than that, so this is all a little bit of news about Dallas Cowboys training camp, day 5, padded practice. I mean, it wasn't really a whole lot. It was some physicalness, but hey, it's the day 1 to pass. Now, I can't wait for these jointed practices when the Los Angeles Rams face the Dallas Cowboys because it get heated now. Punches get thrown. Hey, it ain't like it's bad blood between the Rams and the Cowboys, but you just waiting for football to get started. That's just what it is. These players are ready for the season to get started. As a fan, I'm ready for the season to get started, and I'm ready to cover and I'm ready to talk about it. I'm ready to talk about it all day, every day because it's my dream, it's my passion. So, end of the day. So, Cowboy fans, y'all let me know what y'all think about the Dallas Cowboys padded practice. Wasn't really a whole lot to cover. Just letting y'all know, a little bit of news that I know that I read up on. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Leave in the comment section. Like the video. I'll catch y'all on day 2 of the Dallas Cowboys padded practice. Y'all be smooth.